Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody who tunes in as tradition, it's the Bold Prediction Sports Media Podcast. And as tradition, that's Mr. KC. I'm that dude with the beard. And we're here coming at you with our NFL weekly picks. Whew. And what a week it is, man. And a lot of good picks, I think, coming this way, and we're gonna see how many we hit on. This is week 7, baby. NFL. We are more than a quarter of the way through, I say. We at the quarter-esque a little bit mark. Mr. KC, what's going on, G?
Ooh, just chilling like a villain, figuring out how to make this million. We're gonna get there with sports bets here before long.
Before long. Shout out to BetMGM. Uh Real talk though, we're gonna get there sooner than later. And ladies and gentlemen, like we was just saying, it's week 7 NFL action here. Starting off actually tonight. We usually come with them on Wednesday. Circumstances got us coming to you on Thursday with it. Either way, we on time. This only the Jeff Bezos Bowl. It's a trash bowl at that. But before we dive into it here, Mr. KC, is there anything news wise you want to talk about before we jump into them picks here? Because there have been a couple
Well,
trades and yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay.
well, before we get too deep in it, shout out to the first commenter within the first minute or so, Mr. SR Productions. Nice to see you back, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to you. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
we got a bunch of crazy trades out there. Amari Cooper going for nothing to the Bills. We got
Yeah.
Devontae Adams, the cheapest trade of the century, really, it seems like.
For a third rounder? Yeah, good night. Boy, that's easy pickings, man. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I heard there was a report the Chiefs were interested, and the Raiders said, "No, we're not doing it in the division."
yeah, that's what Devontae was saying. He said the Chiefs was never an option because you already know the Raiders wasn't going to do that. But at the end of the day, I don't think either trade really helps either club more than where they're at already. I don't think Amari Cooper going to the Bills is the answer to beat Kansas City in the playoffs. And Devontae Adams going to the Jets is just going to end like it's always ended in Green Bay for him, but not as late. It's going to end in the regular season. I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs, even with this. So you fired your coach, you got this receiver, and now we'll see what you do, man. But good night. I I love the trade because you got them for so cheap. But at the end of the day, good night.
Well, the thing is, to me, Josh Allen, right, really needs some type of receiver help up there in Buffalo. I spotted it before the preseason. Like, it was the most easiest to see a mile away when you get rid of Stephon Diggs and you were so reliant on having that dominant wide receiver to help aid Josh Allen. If you go into the season expecting him to carry the team, it's not going to work. He's not that guy. He had a nice start against a couple bad teams, but once he starts playing legitimate competition, it was very clear to see that, like, you need more. And Amari Cooper helps, but I mean it's not a huge upgrade.
I would say, is he the more? That's my question. Because my thing is, yeah, he's been on the Browns and stuff, but I would say he's been long forgotten before then, man. Like, maybe they see something that I don't. Maybe it works out for them, but I'm almost on the sure end that it doesn't because it's still Buffalo. Sean McDermott's still the coach. Josh Allen's still the quarterback. So the
Right.
Buffalo Bills is gonna be the Bills, baby. So good night.
Let's hit
My
these
my.
comments real quick.
Mhm.
Let's hit these comments real quick. Shout out to Heather. Hey, back to you. SR Productions wants to talk about Matt Crosby talking about maybe going to the Lions, and freedom is near, is confused because I don't look like his dad. So
Okay.
shout out to all y'all. And yeah, let's talk about Max Crosby interviewing with the Lions. I don't think there's nothing there. I don't see the Raiders moving off of Max Crosby. personally. I could see them getting, Devontae Adams did not want to be there. When they lost Derek Carr or traded him away, I should say,
Right.
that ruined it for Devontae Adams. Like he was done.
Right.
He was done. He
Started
was
to say
like,
game over.
you're wasting my career with bum quarterbacks. And
Yeah.
well, you should have known that when he was going there for Derek Carr. But
Thought he could
but
rekindle the
at
college
least he
magic.
liked him.
Thought he could rekindle
What's
that
that?
college magic. I said he thought he could rekindle that college magic.
Yeah, yeah. I'm right there with you, and I understand it. If you like him, you can at least deal with it. You know what I mean? It's your boy.
Right.
You go down the
Exactly.
ship with your boy. But with Gardner Minshew,
Man.
you gotta tap me out, coach. It ain't
Man.
me.
And whoever the other dude
Mm.
was, I commonly praise him as Mexican Derek Carr. I can't remember his name, but you know who I'm talking about. You just,
Aiden O'Connell.
yeah, okay, that's what it is. But at the end of the day, it's like you said, you should have known this was going to happen. There was just no way that you were going to go to the Raiders and you really thought you was going to compete for anything other than that check you getting every week. Like if this wasn't a money grab, maybe that's why you don't feel as bad. I don't know, but either way, it's crazy to me. Because, like I said, you leave there and you go to a team that's pretty much the same, and Aaron Rodgers has already quit on the Jets. In my mind, like I said, you see it in his play, you see it in every reaction from every play that don't go his way. And he's always, well, he's just tired of. It. I don't know why he just don't retire, but we'll see what happens on that end.
Yeah, and with Max Crosby, I understand the Lions lost Hutchinson, and I know as a Lions fan, you really want to kind of find a replacement for that production. But the
Yeah,
the cost to do that is, I mean, you're talking about training for Max Crosby. What is that? That's not a Devonte Adams deal, bro. Like you're
right.
looking at some first and some more stuff like that.
Yeah. First round pick, second round pick, and some significant bread. You're gonna have to take on some salary because there's just no way you get you can't one premier dude can't go down and then you just plug in another one, not who's in the height of his career, so to speak. So,
Yeah,
like I
that's
said,
an
that's it's unheard of. So,
So, as let me ask you this: as a Lions fan, as the senior Lions fan in the conversation, Mister SR Productions, would you be willing to give up like a first and a third to go out and get Max Crosby? Are you willing to pay that price along with the contract? Like, look, if you can add it, go for it. You know what I'm saying? But like that's going to be expensive, especially when the Raiders know they can look at your pick and know it's not even a great first round pick. We're really talking about a second and third at this
man,
point. You're like because it's technically a first, but if you're picking
it's a
30th,
late '20s pick. Yeah, I was. It's a late
yeah,
'20s pick because I mean, they're not going to the bowl. Well, if it's up to Mr. KC, they're going to the bowl.
they
But
can go to the
you
bowl,
know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. I got them in the playoffs at the least. So you're looking at a late '20 pick at the
guaranteed.
least.
Yeah, and even then, I don't. Even if you guys lost before the Super Bowl, like it's still maybe like NFC Championship. Like it's still one of those. Like I could see the Lions will be doing something in the playoffs.
Hmm. Unless they run into the pack early, but hopefully not for them. But that's a whole nother story, a whole nother situation. The thing that's really gotten my goat at this point, uh, Mike Tomlin, and I usually give this man so much respect and usually lean his way toward his understanding of how he runs his football team. But you decided that you're going to start Russell Wilson after your 26-year-old quarterback has gone 4-2 in the AFC North and is in command and the lead of the AFC North. You're going to put in a 35-year-old quarterback who hasn't played a good season of football in 8 years. I just, I'm almost lost for words. I can't believe Justin Fields is so disrespected. I can't believe that this was even a conversation. Uh, and the thing is, I've seen some people on Twitter trying to defend it, like Mike Tomlin's one of them guys say you don't lose your job to injury. But my only thing is they was competing in training camp. He never made a distinction who was going to start or who wasn't. So it's not like Russell lost his job to an injury. He just happened to get hurt. So it's a totally different beast. But I don't know why he's so disrespected. All he does is put his team in the best position to win. He was winning in Chicago without all the help that Caleb Williams got now. And then he comes to Pittsburgh and is doing it with what they got right now. Even Najee Harris, like, boy, he's been doing a great job. Like, and my boy's so humble. He's in the interview. He said, "Well, obviously, I just didn't play good enough to, keep the job and stuff like that. Stuff I need to work on." Which, just being a human, is always something you can work on. But at the same time, it shows you how humble he is. And I'm just like, bro, they're just doing you so wrong. But man, Russell Wilson supported him during his little time, so it's natural that he's a humble dude. He's gonna support the decision or whatever. He's always a teammate first, but I just hate to see it, dude. It's almost asinine of Mike Tomlin. It's probably, I would say, the worst decision that he's made so far as the Steelers head coach.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you because the thing is I won't say what I've seen some arguments against it, and I can see, when we talk about Najee Harris, he was excited for Justin Fields, but the receivers were not. I mean, they've thrown one touchdown in 6 weeks. Like that's a rough number. You can see how the wide receiver group, but you know how that can be sometimes. Like,
Have y'all been getting open though? Are you getting open?
it's not the greatest wide receiver group in my personal opinion. And people want to point to George Pickens, but like I know you were high on Pickens, but I've never been super high on him. And to
Well,
me,
you talking
I'm
about
like,
Kenny
I'm not
Pickens?
sure. What's that?
You talking about Kenny P?
Yeah,
Not
Kenny P.
George. Yeah,
Excuse me.
Kenny
Yeah.
P. Yeah.
Yeah. And shout out to SR Productions. He said he would trade that first round pick if he got a 4-year deal. And but if it's a 2-year, no. And Trey, shout out to Trey. He's popped in. He said, "What's up? Hope y'all doing good. We're talking football. Yeah, this is our weekly picks episode. And we're just talking about what's been going on around the league, real quick, catching folks up. We've had a lot of, since our last live, it's been popping. Like let's be honest, we've had a couple of dynamite trades. We're talking about Justin Fields being benched, really just for questionable reasons, in my opinion. And I'm a hot hand guy. Like I know Mike Tomlin can say you don't lose your job to injury, but you can't guarantee me that was Russell Wilson's job.
And
Maybe you,
he never did. He never went public in training camp or nothing and said Russell Wilson's our starter. That's what I'm saying. So to hear that excuse, that's why I be when I was looking on Twitter, I'm like, you folk are delusional. Like, yeah, he might have said that, but this ain't that. This ain't that situation. Russell Wilson couldn't even get ready for the start of the regular season. His body wasn't ready. Justin is leading the AFC North 4 wins to 2, and arguably one of the toughest divisions in football. And it's just it don't make sense to me that you're gonna go with a guy who's 10 years his senior, like I said, who ain't played good football in almost 7 8 years.
it don't make
This
no
is
sense.
2024. This ain't 2012 Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the Legion of Boom. Ain't none of that. I mean, he was still only mediocre then. But I digress, man. It's crazy to me. I don't get it, man. I don't know what Mike Tom was thinking. Like I said, I usually give that man all the respect in the world, but this decision here is by far beyond me.
I don't think it'll last long. I don't think we really see Russell Wilson for more than a game or two. He'll cut that
All,
short real
all they
quick.
gonna
Like,
do is hurt their playoff season. They gonna start losing, then they eventually get a north to Baltimore.
I don't know. Justin Fields could start balling out after that. You know what I mean? Like,
They gotta put Russell back down. But yeah,
yeah.
until then, dude, shoot, man, I'm almost willing to say now, if Justin ain't playing, the North belongs to Baltimore. as long
The
as
only
Russell Wilson.
thing, the only thing I will say in Russell Wilson's defense about being the starter is when he signed there, he was the guy. They told him, you when you signed the deal, you said, hey, you're my guy. You know what I mean? And that was probably part of the decision to go there. Now, I don't think it's a long contract. I think it was only 1 or 2 years. Like I don't even think they have Russell Wilson under contract for very long. So I don't see it. And King 1445 says, "Oh, we got some. I got to scroll back. We got some comments going." King said, "Go for 49ers." SR Productions talking about go Lions. The King has said, "Revenge this Sunday." And even if you win, you don't get revenge in the regular season, sir. So good luck to y'all on your little regular season victories y'all hoping for. But if you don't know, remind me how many times you've beaten Pat Mahomes? Give me that number while you're typing. Remind us here, because I know the number. I don't want to
Man,
embarrass you, so I ain't gonna say the number. But
man,
we both know,
that's.
right? What's the
I
record?
don't know. I don't get that. If you're a San Francisco fan, and you're a competent one, you've been seeing every time we play y'all, and I do mean every time y'all go to the river. There's just certain teams that has your number. And this is one of those things. Like every time I see y'all on the schedule, I always win money. Shout out to BetMGM because it's a sure thing. Like, bro, and and for y'all to sit there and act like it hasn't been a sure thing, it's almost like saying the Chiefs won't win the AFC West. It's the craziest thing that this ain't fandom. Like I'm not delusional. I live in reality. The reality is if y'all was Cincinnati, I might leave the light on for you. If you was if you was the Lions and Jared Goff, I'd leave the light on for you. But you're not. You're Brock Purdy and the Niners, and the light's been out. Thank you for the last Super Bowl. And then the year before that, what we blew you out the river 44-20. And then the year before that, thank you for the other Super Bowl. So I mean, it's just like whatever. It's San
Yeah.
Francisco.
King,
Like what?
King is saying it's the official, unofficial Super Bowl, which just guarantees another Chiefs victory because apparently y'all ain't ready for them type of games as we've seen
Yawn.
historically. Maybe you take us back to the 80s. We gotta get a little disco in us. We want to talk about the 49ers winning. But
That's what I'm
this
saying.
time we're gonna win. I don't think so. I don't think so. What's y'all injury report looking like, anyways? Y'all ever get back to full healthy or not?
San
SR
Francisco,
Production says,
and I hate for it to sound like this, but let me just tell a little bit more truth. San Francisco ain't beat us since 2014. And this is what I'm saying. We've been beating y'all with Alex Smith, and then he left, and then we've been beating you with Pat every time we've seen you. So, unofficial, official, whatever you want to call it, man, it's the Chiefs dub. 6-0 is what I call it. That's what I call it.
and shout out to Frank. He's our favorite. He's our favorite
Our
guest we've
resident
ever had.
Niner.
And he's a huge 49ers fan. So like don't be mad. We always give praise to the 49ers. We do like to call them the Kansas City Chiefs of the
Of the NFC.
NFC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you're not the
we do it all the
Lions.
time.
You're not one of these teams that we actually are being like, oh, maybe this is a game. Maybe we should watch out for this one.
Man. We'll talk about it. We'll do the picks here soon. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and dive on into it. Let's start with tonight. Matter of fact, starting right now. It's 7:15 almost. The
Mhm.
Jeff Bezos Bowl, prime time, prime video. We have the dumpster fire match of the week, in my opinion. It's the Denver Broncos versus the New Orleans Saints. And ladies and gentlemen, because I'm a man of my word and I always stick to tradition, I'm going with the Saints because I will never pick the Broncos. I just can't do it. I'm going with the Saints at home to win this game. Mr. Casey.
Yeah, I'm going Saints as well. Look, I'd feel a lot better if they had Derek Carr. I'm not gonna lie. If they had Derek Carr, this is an easy win. The betting public would bet it heavier. The
Right.
Saints would be favored. You know, the Broncos are 3 point favorites on the road in a short week with a rookie quarterback that is garbage. Like, let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Give me the Saints, even without Derek Carr. Look, they still put up 27 points last week against Tampa Bay. You need to put a little respect on their name. And the betting public it's 44% on the
Right.
Saints. So it's a slight edge for the Broncos, but, you know, I don't think the public's right on this one.
I don't either. Like I said, I know that they got a few offensive weapons out on the Saints end, but then on the Broncos end, Patrick Surtain and some other corners aren't playing. So it's almost just a battle of who's going to grit it out and win. And I would rather go with the home team than the away team, especially with a quarterback who's not ready. So there's that.
Mm.
Let's move on here. Next game we have Sunday, the first game of the slate. It's the early one. It's 8:30 in the morning, Jack. It's the New England Patriots 1-5 against the Jacksonville Jaguars 1-5. And honestly, I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I think the Patriots are better than the Jacksonville Jaguars right now. I would never thought that I would say that as long as Jacksonville had Trevor Lawrence. But obviously, Doug Peterson and these coaching staff, they just can't figure out how to win NFL games. So I can't expect them to be Gerard Mayo and the Patriots at this juncture of the season. I'm going Pats.
Yeah, I actually like the Pats too. Before we talk about that, because no one's going to watch this game, actually, if we're going to be honest, no one's waking up for this game. But if you want to wake up and catch some content, I do a Sunday morning pre-game show, and we have a lit time. We look at all the odds, get our final minute, because this lines can move Sunday
It
morning.
moves.
And we like to cover it. We like to go over injury reports, fantasy football. So since you're not going to watch this junk Sunday morning, come check us out. And let's hit these comments real quick, and we'll get deeper into the Patriots and Jags because there's no chance I'm clipping this one for a video. Um,
Okay.
uh, yeah, King said, get ready to buy your Andy Dalton jersey. Nobody is. The Panthers are garbage. If the Chiefs win, SR Production is going to be a Chiefs fan. We get a lot of bandwagons. Most of them are Swifties, but
Right.
we need more men. So you're welcome.
Right. Come on
Uh,
home, son.
King saying revenge. You've said that 6 times in a row, and it's never worked out. Hey from the Bay. Hey, Kansas City loves the Bay. We're a little more Oakland than San Francisco, but
Right.
it's all cool.
It's all love, man. From the Bay to the K. Shout out to Mac
Yeah.
Dre, RIP. Shout out to Thiz Nation, everybody down there. Shout out to my boy 40 Water. Ooh. But
Ooh.
I'm still gonna take them L's, man. Just like E40 went anyway. We'll talk about that another time. He's seeing them live, man, and if E40 can take them live, you can take them virtually.
I ain't got dreads, but I'm gonna shake them like I got them.
Man.
But yeah, give me the Patriots too for every reason you said. I think this is the Doug Peterson gets fired game.
Oh yeah, he's got to. It's a wrap. It's definitely a wrap for him. Next game we got here, we got the Seattle Seahawks versus the Atlanta Falcons, and this is a game that almost got me tore down the middle, man. Uh, but I'm always a man of my word, and I'm gonna go with my original pick. And the Atlanta Falcons will win this game at home versus the Seattle Seahawks. Even though I still believe the Seahawks are definite contenders, I think they're still a good football team. But like I said, this is just a tougher portion of the schedule, man. Something you can't win them all, and I don't think this is one they can get.
Yeah, this one's funky for me because I'm looking at the line, and you know how, look, the NFL is not rigged, folks. The NFL is not rigged. But you know what we say? If it was, if it for some reason was, we do like to notice some analytics that tell us maybe to bet a different way, right? So on paper, in theory, this you almost call an easy win type deal, right? In your head, you think the Falcons will smoke the Seahawks. The
Ooh,
Falcons only have a 3 point spread over the Seahawks at home. That's Vegas telling you that the only reason they think Falcons might win is because this is a home game. If you take the home game aspect out of it, it's a coin flip. But you know what? Right now, we're sitting on 15% of the public betting Seattle. So the public is betting so heavy on Atlanta that everyone agrees this on paper should be a blowout. But if you look at these numbers, that tells me I think the Falcons will win, but I'm probably betting the Seahawks. I'm probably betting the Seahawks here just because the house wins. But I'm not saying it's rigged. But I'm just saying when we get into that below 20% range, we've hit on a lot of games this year, a lot, a
yeah.
ridiculous amount.
Yeah, he's telling the truth here. Like you said, it's a funky one. In all reality, it could go either way. I'm just leaning toward Atlanta because I like the advantage at quarterback with Kirk Chains and the way they've been winning these last few games.
Well, to me, on paper, it makes sense. If to me, before I looked at this line, I honestly figured Falcons at home is probably should be like a 5.5 point spread. And with the 3.5 point spread is telling me they're trying to entice people to bet on the Falcons, allegedly, if it's rigged or whatnot. If that's what's going on, that's what I would just circle. And this is one of those games that I will be circling for the Sunday morning show to double check on those odds before placing the bet. Because if we're still sitting at 15 or even drop to like 10% is like my goose egg. Like we love chasing tenors. You give me 10% of the public, that hit rate is even better.
Man, and we just gonna have to see. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you make a lot of sense when you say that, but we just gonna have to see how this thing unfolds here. Uh, Next matchup we got here, we're gonna have the Tennessee Titans versus the Buffalo Bills, and reluctantly, I have Buffalo winning this game because I don't see how Tennessee could possibly do it.
Yeah, this is Bills by a country mile. If the Bills lose this game, I will make the biggest trash talking video ever in the world. And this is a 2%. Like, this is where you get scared because you got 2% of the public on Tennessee. But even with that, you stay away from it. Just stay away from it.
Yeah.
And shout out to Unfazed. I hope y'all doing well. He said the Raiders, you know, nice to see you back here, sir. It's been a minute. And it's been up and down for you. And it's starting to not look good. That the
Beating the
beating the
Ravens.
beating the Ravens was the season highlight, sir. But
Yes,
shout
sir.
out to you for calling it.
For
I'm not
sure.
gonna forget. I'm not gonna forget what you did.
Right.
And he did say FX. You know, he's not a fan of Devonte Adams anymore.
As
I
you
wanted
should.
to say that.
Oh man. We have another dumpster fire game coming up for you here. We have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. And honestly, I'm gonna check my list here to see who I said was gonna win this game because honestly I want these dudes to tie. They're both terrible teams in my opinion. Neither one deserves an actual win. But let's see here. Who did I go with in this game? I went with the Browns, so I'm going Browns. I'm going with the worst trade in NFL history to cover on this situation, and the Browns to beat the Bengals. Mr. KC.
Well, we can all hope and dream, right? Look,
Man,
what you've got going on in your favor is only 5% of the public is currently betting the Browns. Um, the Bengals are 5.5 point favorites on the road um, with a 250 money line. Look, I don't like betting the spread with the Bengals, but the Bengals got a pretty stout defense. That
yeah,
could affect Joe Burrow.
is it
It's
though?
okay. It's okay. It's
Is it
okay.
now? Is it
They're-
okay?
Are they getting Chubb back? They might be getting Chubb back. I like if they get Chubb back, that'd be nice.
I thought
They
he'd been
they
back. It's
no.
so much of a dumpster fire. I don't know what's going on in Cleveland, honestly. I just know that they keep losing as tradition, but they better win this weekend. Upset alert. The Browns got to beat the Bengals. Keep them at the
I,
bottom of the North with y'all.
I will. I'm not going to bet the Bengals just because it's such a low. When the other side has that much of the public's favor, I'm not going to get. I'm not going to get upsetted like that. But I can't bet the Browns. I refuse to do that. And
I'm doing it. I'm going with the Browns. I'm gonna put a half unit on it, no sweat bet, and come
yeah,
away
Chubb's still
with
not
about
bad.
$30.
Chubb's still not bad. Just keep it in your pocket.
Oh, good night. All right. Well, we'll see. I'll live with the satisfaction of just calling it then. It's too risky for the
Uh,
money.
sh- Shout out to Igna Machine. I'm retarded and can't read sometimes with sunglasses on, and I'm been drinking a little bit. Apologize. But he said, "What's up, fellas? Hope y'all doing well. Always enjoy the show. Doing great. We're
Appreciate you,
talking,
my man.
getting our picks in, and having a lovely evening. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And the next game we got here on the slate, ladies and gentlemen, which is I call the slobber knocker of the week. It's the Houston Texans versus the inevitable NFC champion Green Bay Packers. And I have the Pack winning
Mm.
this game at home. And Mr. KC knew I was going there. Wasn't even no question about it. Even though I love CJ Stroud and the Texans, Ohio State forever. But it's the Pack, baby.
Huh.
He looked
Huh.
blinded. He looked
Yeah,
blinded.
I'm picking the Texans, and I had just assumed they would be
What?
favored in this game. And somehow, some way, the Packers are favored by
It's the
3.
Pack.
Uh, I'm kind of speechless here. Only 30% of the public is with me. I'm riding with my boy CJ Stroud. And I know I
He
feel like I'm
said, "My
resorting back to,
boy." Ooh, look
yeah, you
at. I'm
got me on
glad
the
to hear it.
food
He
club.
he through and through now, my man.
Yeah. Look, I might even start watching an Ohio State game all of a sudden or something. Look, you don't even, you
Hey,
don't
you
even
in
know
for a
it's that.
treat, man.
Yeah, look, but yeah, look, I, I'm a Texans. I feel like I'm resorting to my Jordan Love hate status, but
I
I
think
don't hate
so.
the man. But if CJ Stroud, Jordan Love, you know how I feel about the quarterback war and the tight race. Like give me CJ Stroud. The better
I don't
quarterback is going to
know
perform.
because Jordan. I've been telling you for years, man. Anyway, it's the
This is a
pack.
good test.
I'm. It's
It's a
no,
good test for both
it's gonna
teams.
be a test. It's gonna be more of a test for the Texans, dude. The pack is ready. I feel the pack is ready. It's going to be a big test for C.J. Stroud to see how he can handle that defense and to see how he can handle another quarterback who can put up 300 yards a game anytime like you.
Back and
It's going.
forth war, bro.
I
The over
understand. I
under on this
understand.
is the over under on this is 47.5, and I feel like that over should hit.
I'm sure the over would hit. I could see this being like a 35. 24 type game somewhere in that window.
Yeah, and Unfazed is shouting out Joe Milton. Said he's a still killer, making C.J. Stroud look invincible. Yeah, it's I know Cincinnati wishes they still had him. That's for sure. It's looking
Right.
that run game ain't doing nothing in Cincy. Like, and he still got it. So that's what you
Right.
get for moving on sometimes.
Sometimes you get what you ask for. So there's that. Uh, Next game here we got on the slate. We have the Dallas. I said the Dallas. I'm sorry. I'm looking at terrible teams. We have the Miami Dolphins versus the Indianapolis
Mm.
Colts, and I've got the Colts in this game by more than a country mile. Um, from top to bottom, it's a Colts win. Mr. KC, who you got?
The Dolphins are like messing up our whole preseason numbers just all by themselves, like causing a one man wrecking team. Because
I'm
these
trying to tell
guys
you.
just can't be nothing. The Colts are only 3-point favorites at home. Um, Only 15% of the public is betting the Dolphins, but I just I have trouble putting together the formula in which the Dolphins can win this game.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Uh, I think the Colts got this game through and through. If it's not a blowout win, it's going to be at least by 12. If you
They,
know,
if I was Mike, if I was Mike McDaniel's, I might look at doing like a wildcat formation with Tyreek Hill and a couple just and like Waddle and just like instead of having everybody out wide where like you would need an actual quarterback because they don't have one. Can't sniff
right.
anything that looks like one. Instead of that, like let's put everything behind the line of scrimmage, go in with the two tight end set, run that wild card, a wildcat, and and get it done.
And get crushed that way. I don't think it'll still be enough. It won't
It's
still
not.
be enough. It's not. It'll be cute for a series, but it's yeah, yeah.
You,
Goodbye.
you can't tell me adding any of the quarterbacks on your roster in any way helps the field. In no way. Like you, you can run a good. You're already paying Tyreek Hill 30, 35
Man,
million a year or whatnot. Let's go ahead and move him to quarterback. So at least you get like you spent the money. You know,
right?
like you might as well.
Yeah, dude. All I gotta say is R.I.P. Miami. Good night, as tradition. Next game we got here, which
It
has the
hurts.
makings to be a great game too, a real close game. We got the Detroit Lions visiting the former Kings of the North, the Minnesota Vikings. And I'm anxious to see which way Mr. KC's going with this game because I'm going with the Vikes. I gotta do
Ooh.
it. You gotta go with the hot hand. You gotta go with Sam Darnold. Mr. KC, tell me what about it, man. Especially what happened with the Lions defense. What you think?
Hutchinson hurts. Losing Hutchinson hurts. All right. You, and especially in this type game, right? But let's not pretend the Detroit Lions were not taking offensive linemen out there and trying to score touchdowns with them against the Dallas Cowboys because they dog walked them that far. Look, the Vikings are coming off a bye. That helps, right? They're fresh. Detroit's kind of like, dang, we lost our best guy for no, practically no reason. Let's be honest, no
Man.
reason. Garbage
Yep.
time like that, you got to be careful. Sometimes, look, I know having fun with the offensive linemen's fun and stuff, but if you're going to be like, I'm up by 30, sometimes you just, they take Pat Mahomes out of those games too. Like they
Man.
just, you gotta walk away. It's not, look, garbage time stats are nice for the contract and whatnot, but
Right.
this is game of nutrition, bro. Like is the reason the Chiefs lost to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl is not because Tom Brady is better. They lost because the Chiefs no longer had an offensive line, and
Right.
that's why there's been an emphasis on the offensive line since.
Exactly. The reason why, like we talked about earlier in the year, we'll see in the offseason. Like I said, the reason why they had to pay Creed Humphrey, and the reason why I'm telling you next they're gonna pay Trey Smith.
Oh, Enigma Machine asked a question. He said, "You guys got any merch? Got to get a bold prediction sports hoodie. Got to rep my boys out here in Jersey. We don't currently. You know, we've
It's in
blown
the
up a lot in the
works.
last last 6 months. We've really blown up, and we haven't really prepared ourselves for this success. And we've had some opportunities for like some subpar products, but that's not our style. Like if we're gonna
Right.
like we want you to wear that hoodie for 20 years or something. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
we
Not a
if
summer
we're selling
or
to you,
not a
yeah,
seasonal thing.
yeah.
Once and
It's not
done.
just to sell, it's an advertisement. You know what I'm saying? Like we want you rocking us forever. We don't want it to wash off in the first wash or nothing. You know what I mean? Because some of
Right.
these YouTubers be pushing some BS merch, and that's just not us.
Right. But it's definitely in the works. It will be coming soon. Guarantee you that.
Yeah,
Let's see
yeah,
here.
for sure.
Next game we got here, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Football Giants. And I'm a man of my word, and I'm sticking with the Giants to get this win. Vanilla Vic, get it done. Mr. KC, who you got?
Oh, Vanilla Vic, can he get it done? Can he get it done? Can I talk myself into it? I just don't know. I don't know if I can take the leap. I don't know if I can take the jump. I
Well, jump, man. It's a smooth landing.
struggle picking them for anything.
That is true.
Uh,
He's not lying, ladies and gentlemen. But this is a different situation.
yeah, I'm going Eagles. There's no way I'm picking them. Look,
Ooh,
the Eagles are 3.5, 3 point favorites at home or on the road, excuse me. And I think that's slightly disrespectful. I mean, if you look at the stats, Vanilla Vic has better numbers than Josh Allen. So you people want to sleep on Vanilla Vic, but praise Josh Allen. So I know I'm disrespectful at sometimes against the Giants. It happens. Your boy can't help it. But
and Malik Neighbors should be playing. Well, I'm thinking he's going to play. So
is he playing?
I think so. I think he's getting real better from the concussion he had because that's what been keeping him out. And they said he made a lot of progress. So hopefully he should be good to go. I know. I think they
Yeah,
said he practiced today.
and that helps. That helps. And look, this is another one of those games. Hey, in your favor, right? So only 6% of the public is betting the Giants. Only 6%. We're not saying the NFL is rigged, folks, but if it is, look,
Hey,
6%. This is definitely under that. Do we need to circle this? Like this might be one of those games where I think Philly should win. I want Philly to win. I might just be betting the Giants.
right. We'll see what that
On
line looks like come Monday too. I mean, I said Monday. Come
Sunday.
Sunday morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, slate of afternoon games. We have the Las Vegas Raiders against the Los Angeles Rams. And just because I can't do it in my soul, I'm going with the Rams to win this game. I don't believe in anything Las Vegas. The Raiders is Arrowhead West West, if you guys didn't know. And unless the Chiefs is playing there, there's not going to be any wins going on. I'm going with the Rams.
Yeah, and I am too. And normally I'd call this the lock of the week, but the Rams are 7 point favorites, and they should be. Honestly, they should be. There's just no value in this game to call it the lock of the week, in my opinion. Only 6% of the public is betting Raiders, but I think there's 6% of the public that are going to lose their money. Look,
Mm-hmm.
the Vegas put a 7 point spread on this just so they can it'll probably be closer than that for no reason, but it's just not there for me. I'm gonna leave the game alone, but the Rams should win this by a country mile. And
Yeah, I
unfazed is
definitely
going
agree with
with the mother Raiders.
that.
Talk us into it. How are we getting there against the Rams? What's into it? Talk us in. We got a representative. Last time he talked it, he got the Ravens. Look, this happens unfazed. Sometimes swings, sometimes he hits. That's all I'm saying.
Sometimes twice a day, a broke clock will tell the right time.
Yeah, you
So,
get lucky every once in a while. He said, "Oh, Aiden O'Connell will become the immortal in this game."
oh
Um,
God.
I, I haven't had any Cali stuff in a long time, but I heard it's really good.
I'm
And,
trying to tell you.
I'm guessing whatever you got is top
Yeah,
tier for.
he's got the flame that'll take you down. Right now, I'm trying to tell you. Oh man, it's just not gonna happen because the real lock of the week is the Carolina Panthers visiting the Washington Commanders, and if the Commanders don't beat them by 20, I don't know what's really going on, but it's definitely the Commanders in this game by more than a country mile. I mean, they gonna run off like how Forrest Gump ran off on that pickup truck, like how like how he caught that kick return and ran it all the way back to his house. Like this thing, it shouldn't. I don't think it's gonna even gonna be close.
And then I ran.
Right?
Uh,
I was running.
Vegas would agree this is the biggest spread of the week at 8 points. Um, it's free money. It's not a lot of money, but this
Right.
is free money.
But it
There's
definitely it could definitely help your parlay. It can be one of your legs. It's a lock.
but Andy Dalton has shown that the Panthers are not as bad as Bryce Young made them look. However,
First of all, oh, go ahead. I'm my bad. Go ahead.
they still bad and they still lose. He's just not as bad. Like they can actually get a touchdown. Dude, that's the difference.
I can agree with that because Andy Dalton didn't go to Alabama. But at the end of the
And
day, it's still the Carolina Panthers, and they've never had even Cam couldn't throw the ball that good. So it's just something in the organization, from Jake Delhomme all the way until they send the new boy home. They got some kind of problem going on that they need to fix.
all right, I'm gonna send this to you. This question always is gonna default to do with a beard, because if I ever have a question about is this racist, this is the man that I would go to for advice. The Commanders of Unfaced says, by the way, Commanders sound just as racist as the Redskins. Thoughts?
It almost sounds, yeah, it sounds just about worse. It sounds overseerish. It sounds really plantation watching when we're commanding you to do it. It sounds a lot like slavery. I agree. I don't. I think just that America's so sensitive since 2008. Thank you, Obama. He just, everybody, everything's just been so sensitive ever since. Like you just can't do nothing. Like they don't even want us to be the Chiefs, even though like this ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Like the dude who used to be our mayor, his nickname was Chief. He was the reason why they brought that team to Kansas City. That's why they called them the Chiefs. Like people don't know the history. They're just like, oh, it's racist. I'm true Aboriginal American Indian, not even American Indian. I'm Aboriginal. My people been here before everybody else showed up. I'm not offended, so them fake folk who out there be protesting corners, they shouldn't be offended. So it's just like the Redskins situation. Like, so we're gonna divert from history just because people got sensitive. It's crazy. Commanders definitely sound far worse, in my opinion. It sounds nothing sounds like you're making me do something more by saying you're a commander and you're commanding me to do something like that's. Anyway, it's asinine.
Well,
Long story short.
well, in my side of it, because this would be my argument. because to me, my initial thought was, nah, the Redskins seems a little more racist. Chief, at least, that's the top tier Indian dude, if you want to go into the Native American aspect of it. But, Redskin is kind of had a certain derogatory term to a lot of Native Americans that a lot did not enjoy. Now, Native Americans have said they enjoy the Chiefs' name, so they're not upset. And then, some didn't mind the Redskins and some didn't like it. Now, for me, commanders, I think kind of like generals, like
It
it's
ain't
just one of
called the
them kind of
Washington
names.
Generals. It
The
ain't called the
admirals,
Washington Lieutenants. It ain't called
yeah,
the Washington Admirals. It's
you
called the
know what I'm saying?
Commanders.
The commanders. But I think it's in that same, as a veteran, I always think of that as like the same kind of,
Right, but
the
see
commander in chief,
this is
you
the unplugged moment. But that ain't this. That's what we say. Like the
know.
kids say, but that ain't this. That ain't what we talking about. That's by far because if we got to boil down Redskin before we get off of this matter, everybody got red pigment in their skin, making Caucasian folks galore. So I'm just saying, like, so it's a level of sensitivity. Like I said, these people are just finding something to complain about. It's the Karens of the world uniting to find something to complain about.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel you there. Yeah, to me, it's like either way, it's like you shouldn't care enough that it hurts your opinion. Neither one of these were so
How's
bad that
it's
we
affecting your
should get
life? Like,
outraged and
are you
change.
like this thing? They're like, it's giving me nightmares. I couldn't stay. I couldn't even sleep because knowing that the next day I was gonna have to watch the Washington Redskins play a game. You know what I mean? Like, it's real like that. It's Karen sensitivity, Karen activities, Karen energy. That's what
Right.
that is.
Yeah, I feel you there. Unfazed was like effing owners kill me. Yeah, the Raiders have probably, or the Commanders have one of the worst ownership groups in all of football.
Oh yeah,
Uh, yeah.
by far. Well, by far. Um, let's go ahead and go to the next game here, which you're going to see your reigning, defending, undisputed, and since last December undefeated Kansas City Chiefs take on the San Francisco 49ers. And as tradition serves, it's been more than literally, well, you technically, this will be year 10. If they don't beat us, it'll be 10 years since the last time y'all beat the Chiefs. So when I say that we own San Francisco like how we own Baltimore and other cities, I'm not saying it out of arrogance. I'm looking at the numbers. Mathematics don't have feelings. It's just got logic and it's just got fact. And the fact of the matter is, we're going 6-0. And thank you for another dub, San Fran. Shout out from the Bay to the K. Like to shout out Mac Dre E40. Every Bay staple. But it's a wrap for you guys Sunday. And y'all know it. I don't know any other way to say it.
Look, we might have to make a underdog of the week video here because somehow, some way,
As tradition, they put us as the underdog every time we play them. How can you be an underdog against somebody you done beat so many times in a row? Like I never understood that. But as tradition, they keep disrespecting Kansas City, keep disrespecting the Chiefs, keep disrespecting Andy Reid, and we fresh off a bye too. What are we 22-4 off the bye? Stop playing, man. Like this is just it's too many
let me,
factors.
uh, I'm hitting refresh. Maybe somehow they made no, no, they still have it at 1.5.
Right.
Would you? What do they say? The sign of stupidity is doing the same thing wrong over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Like,
doing the same thing. It's not insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and hoping for different results. Because every time you go to sharpen that pencil all the way down to the nub, you know you ain't gonna be able to write with it because there's no more pencil. If I break this crayon in half, the thing is broke. It's inevitable. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. San Fran, they always got all these accolades, and we the underdogs, and we always win. It seems like things are just constants in this universe.
right? Yeah, it's crazy to think about. It's wild, and the 55% of the public is betting Kansas City. It's pretty close to a coin flip there. So
Man.
this one feels like a nice safe bet betting on Kansas City to me.
Oh, for sure. Not a shadow of a doubt, this is the Chiefs' win. I ain't even gonna spend too much more time talking about it because all we do is beat the Niners. Uh, this next game, though, I'm actually changing my original pick because of recent circumstances. We have the New York Jets. It's a Sunday night game versus the Pittsburgh Steelers with the Steelers at home. And I'm actually now going with the Jets to win this game. I have no faith in Russell Wilson. I don't think he can come in and command that offense like how Justin Fields was doing it. We've had a whole conversation on it before we started making picks and everything. And I think this is the turning point where Mike Tomlin's like, oh, boy, we getting too far above 500. Let's go ahead and start losing a few games. Like, I don't know what's going on in his mind, but the Jets are going to win this game simply because they got the momentum now. Mike Tomlin's clearly set on shooting his team in the foot, and that's pretty much it, man. He don't want to win the North, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, and somehow, some way, 59% of the public still thinks Pittsburgh's going to win, but you just took a pretty rough downgrade at quarterback. And look, Aaron Rodgers doesn't. He's not great. He's not great, but
He's better than Russell
even
Wilson.
Vegas has him as 2-point favorites on the road.
Man,
Like, even Vegas is like, y'all can keep betting these Steelers, but
if you want to, man, and y'all know me, I've been an advocate for the Steelers for the last 2 years. And this thing, the objective sports analyst in me, this is just the most asinine thing that fucking Mike Tomlin's ever done. Like I really can't believe it. I can't put into words how dumb I think this choice is. But at the end of the day, I'm not the coach. But if I'm the GM and I'm looking at the coach now I got a microscope on you, Mike. Like, well, what are you doing? Clearly, we got a guy 10 years younger than this dude who's been getting it done. Why are we not still growing him and keep letting him get these reps? Who can eventually win us a couple of playoff games? Because if you think you're gonna go to the playoffs with Russell Wilson, I'm sorry, Pittsburgh. I have a surprise for you. You'll lose every goddamn game from here on out messing with Russell Wilson. Did you not see what he did in Denver? Or what he didn't do in Denver, I should say? Did you see what he did not do in his last few years in Seattle? It's like, it seems like people erase history like the past really ain't important, but the past is the main precedence for most of the shit we talking about. So it's just like, I, I'm beyond words. We got to clip that so I can be my rant for the week because
right.
I just don't know.
Like honestly, I mean, in fairness, if Justin Fields was playing,
I picked the
this would
Steelers.
have this would have dog of the week potential. Like why do you not have the Steelers winning against the Jets? Like on paper, last week I would have told you the Steelers were winning this game, and all of a
Man,
sudden this week, hit the brakes, stop,
skirt.
whoa. I don't. I'm
Smoke
not
coming off
trusting.
the tires, boy.
When's the last time you felt like Russell Wilson was going to win a game going into a game? When was that?
The Super Bowl
When
they lost to
was
the Patriots.
right?
Oh God, yeah. I got to get off this subject because this is gonna make me sick to my stomach. Moving on here. Let's get on to the Monday night game, the first Monday night game, because this is our second time having a Monday night doubleheader here. And both games should be fairly decent, honestly, in my opinion. The first one here, I think, is going to be the real slobber knocker. We got the 4-2 Ravens, who's looking to take control of the North and who's going to have an easy path to do it because the Steelers are going to lose. But at the same time, it's a hard path because they got to play Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And these Bucks are rolling. They are hot. Baker's hot. We got two teams that are really on fire about to come head to head here, honestly. And in my personal opinion, my soul is telling me to pick Tampa Bay, But you know, my heart is gonna always tell me the big trust, boy. So I'm gonna go with big trust in the Ravens. But I will not be any bit surprised if the Buccaneers win this game, especially at home. I just won't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. This one actually has dog of the week potential.
Man.
This one, we like to put asterisks around games where we see a bad line, an upset potential, this or that. That's the ones you want to hammer and get right when you kind of disagree with the line. And the line here says the Ravens are 3.5 point favorites on the road,
Hmm.
and only 15% of the public believes Tampa Bay can win. Now, I always look at these ones when it's so lopsided with the public and the lines are super close,
Right.
because when it's real close like that, that's Vegas telling you, please bet this. Please bet the Ravens. We need you to bet the Ravens. Or rent is due. The light bill is 2 months past due. Dish TV has threatened to cut us off.
Man, rent center's at the door. We need this to go down so we can get out the way.
Dana White just called us, said he wants to play blackjack. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Why do we?
Oh man. Oh, we lost Mr. KC, folks. But yeah, like you're saying, like, yeah, that's one thing you want to hammer about that. And these are one of those tight games, like I said, it could go either way. It kind of gets ugly, but dude, it can go either way. Like I said, I'm still gonna go with big trust in the Ravens to win. But this might want to be one you keep your eye on if you're looking to make an upset bet, whole unit, half unit. If you got a no sweat bet, take it. Honestly. The next game we got here Monday night here is the kind of underwhelming side of the card, but could still be a banger. We got the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Arizona Cardinals. So this game is kind of going to be a battle of offense. They got the Chargers favored by 2.5 on the road here. Um, I think this is going to come down to whoever can make the biggest play first and then more often. If they can get Marvin Harrison Jr. going early for the Cardinals, this could be a game they can get up on and kind of cruise to a win here. But at the same time, the Chargers do have an excellent run game. They could get some traction and they could go ahead and bury them. But me being a man of my word, I always go with my original picks, and I'm going with the Cardinals over the Chargers in this game here to move them to 3-4. Mr. KC, who you got?
This is my dog of the week. This is my dog of the week. OMG, this is my dog of the week. The Chargers are 2.5 point favorites on the road against the Cardinals. Only 22% of the public is betting Arizona. Everything is yelling at me to pick the Cardinals in this game. The
Hmm.
Cardinals by a country mile.
Yeah. So
Dog
we're
of the week.
definitely in agreement there because that's what I was just telling before I said because this game's gonna come down to who can make the biggest plays and who can make them early and often. And I believe that the Marvin Harrison, Kyler Murray hookup is going to be so important in this game. That's going to be the thing that set it apart. Uh, yeah, everything screams to me Arizona, just like what you were saying here, even before looking at the line. But everything screams Arizona in this kind of game.
Yeah, it is. It just, I think people will disrespect what the Cardinals have become this season. It just blows my mind. And Vegas with that line is just like egging it on for me. Like, yeah, the Chargers will win, folks. People are like, yeah, yeah. It's just crazy to me.
Oh yeah. Like I said,
And wait, let
the,
me. Hold on. Let me check the calendar. Yep, we just in time. Just in time. I wanted to check this out. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 does not come out until October 25th. So Kyler Murray is in the clear, folks.
didn't
And
I hear
shout
that
out
he
to him
signed
for
a
giving.
deal with Call of Duty recently?
Yep,
Didn't I
that's what
say?
I'm giving the shout out for. Anytime you get a bag, this show will shout you out. And because the
Man,
people like us making fun of him playing Call of Duty, he got that bag. So
man,
you're
big
welcome.
shout out to you. And like I
But I
said,
still
hey
believe
man,
it.
look, if you keep the same work ethic, they talking about you be the first one in the facility, 4 a.m., last one out. Like I said, man, before you continue to be the greatest on the duty, just try to be the best Arizona quarterback you can be, man. Because I don't want you to make my boy Marvin look bad out here. Because he should have been a chief.
Yeah, don't do. Hopefully, he's not talent. Wait, it is. Let's be on. I don't want to say that, but it is wasted talent in the desert. But look, the Chargers are trash. And they ain't even got nobody. Like I'm so good on this. It's not even funny.
Yeah, yeah, it's a wrap. I just like I said, I don't. I mean, any given Sunday, of course they could win, but like I said, just everything screams Arizona. Uh, even just top to bottom, like it just screams Arizona should win this game. I don't know any other way to put it into words, but that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Dog of the week, sir.
Yeah, for sure. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, those are your week 7 picks here. We got a few locks here. We got a few games that should be interesting. As of right now, the Broncos are up 6-0 on the Saints. So we'll see what happens tonight with that here. But other than that, here we're gonna see you with the next one here soon. Like Mr. Casey said, we're gonna have the pre-show on Sunday just in case you want to lock in some last-minute bets. We're gonna see where the line's at and everything. But other than that, Mr. KC, you got anything else for the folk?
That's it from here.
All right, y'all. Until next time. Boom, boom.
Yes.